Heya Cryptozens. Tonight's show: USDD Depegs, OpenSea protections and improvements. It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is June 12th, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. My name is Nicodemus, and I'll be your host. The cover model, mascot, and co-host for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. So take a minute, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast now, because we're here at 10 p.m. every night so that when you leave in the morning, you're taking with you the crypto news analysis that you need to start your day. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. Okay, stop me if you've heard this one before. So, arrogant crypto stablecoin blockchain type CEO. Algorithmic stablecoin tied to a variable value coin or val coin. Now, the balance of that val coin is what gives the algorithmic stablecoin its value. You with me so far? It's a guarantee of worth. Well, the market drops. Then the value of the val coin drops. Then people lose faith in the stablecoin as they watch the val coin plummet. Sound familiar? For those of you who don't know, USDD is a stablecoin on the Tron network. It's managed by the Tron DAO Reserve. It was very recently launched, back on May 5th. And USDD is in serious hot water. As we like to do on this show, let's take a look at the numbers. At the time of writing, according to CoinMarketCap.com, USDD is ranked 58 in terms of market cap. Despite its current trouble, it's actually gained 12 spots in the last week or so. Its market cap, $707 million. Fully diluted market cap is $705 million. Circulating supply is $723 million. Trading volume is sitting at $198 million in 24 hours. It's priced at 97.78 cents per, which is not something you want from a stablecoin that's supposed to be pegged to the dollar. Okay, one thing to consider. USDD, the stablecoin part, it hasn't been around all that long. It was on April 21st that I talked about Justin Sun's announcement. At the time, I quoted part of his open letter. It said, quote, "When USDD's price is lower than 1 USD, users and arbitrageurs can send 1 USDD to the system and receive 1 USD worth of TRX when USDD's price is higher than $1. Users and arbitrageurs can send $1 worth of TRX to the decentralized system and receive 1 USDD. Well, if only we knew then what we know now, because USDD launched on May 5th, and on May 8th, I was announcing that Terra USD was depegging. And for a while, algorithmic stablecoins like USDD and USDN were still functioning, sorta. Shortly after Terra USD depegged, so did Neutrino USDN. Also, Tether, but that's a different story. But USDN, it's been off its peg for longer than it's been on it in the last month. It dropped as low as 63 cents per. Now, 63 cents on the dollar is not a good return, especially when you put that dollar in something expecting it to be worth $1 later on. USDD also spiked down hard at the same time, May 12th. But that's not surprising, because people panicked after the Terra Luna event, and people were way bearish on algorithmic stablecoins. USDD took a few days and struggled to get back to approximately at its peg. By the 14th, it was roughly back to normal, emphasis on the rough part, which brings us to about a week ago. On the 8th of June, Justin Sun announced an upgrade to USDD. Sun could see the regulations on the wall. Everyone knows or strongly suspects that stablecoin regulation is coming, probably soon. And that's because after Terra USD, algorithmic stablecoins had an image problem. So, Sun announced that they had upgraded USDD. They said it was a brand new thing. They called it the world's first, quote, over-collateralized, decentralized stablecoin. So over-collateralized that they beat out DAI. Because DAI had been the gold standard for collateralization and over-collateralization at 120%. That was until Sun's announcement, because they put USDD in the lead at 130%, which didn't change their original thesis, because even after the over-collateralization, they were still set up to allow arbitrage opportunities. The DAO Reserve members can still burn TRX to mint USDD. That's in addition to what the Tron DAO Reserve has. So they went with a basket of assets approach, including assets like Bitcoin and multiple stablecoins, Tether, USDC, TUSDC, USDJ. And at the time, I said I'm not a fan. I said I expected it to blow up, and that hasn't changed. Because these schemes work great in a bull market with the underlying assets like Bitcoin and TRX going up, but as soon as number go up technology fails, you've got a problem again. June 8th episode on stablecoins. Go back and listen to it. So that takes us to yesterday, and things are starting to heat up now. And so it was that Justin Sun took to Twitter and told his 3.3 million followers, quote, funding rate of shorting TRX on Binance is negative 500% APR. Tron DAO Reserve will deploy $2 billion USD to fight them. I don't think they can last for even 24 hours. Short squeeze is coming. Well, that was about 40 hours or so ago, as I write this. More by the time you listen. It's not looking good for them. When he made the announcement, USDD was trading at 98 to 99 cents each. Right now, it's at 97.72. So they're losing ground on this one. I'm thinking their strategy officially has failed. It was in that same thread that Michael Vandepop took a shot at Sun, tweeting, quote, "Hey, Do Kwon, how's life?" Which really is a 2-for-1 insult if I've ever heard one. Let's take a minute and look at the markets. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $980 billion. It's down 0.7% in 24. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 1.8%, Ethereum down 1.5%, Tether, USDC, and Binance Coin down 1.2%. The global NFT market cap is up over $12.27 billion. Sales volume is up 1.27% in 24 hours. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are Bored Apes, followed by Goblin Town, Mutant Apes, CryptoPunk, and Other Deed. Now keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. Okay, so to be honest, I haven't heard a good story about OpenSea for a while. Now scam, that I've heard. So I was quite happy to run into a couple of good things today, like saving 35% on gas fees, or some additional protections like hiding suspicious NFT transactions. So here's what I mean. First thing, OpenSea is migrating. On the official OpenSea blog from today is an announcement about OpenSea migrating to something called Seaport. There's a really good deep dive explanation of what Seaport is on the blog, but I'll summarize it here. OpenSea is calling Seaport a new Web3 marketplace, and they're not keeping it to themselves. Now, granted, they built Seaport for their own usage, but other marketplaces can still use it. It's an open source marketplace. They say it's inherently decentralized and builds on a modern foundation. Now, among the highlights, lower gas fees. They're estimating a 35% gas fees over the current Wyvern protocol. The ability to make a mass offer. If you want to put an offer on an entire collection, you can. You could also make an offer on items that have a specific attribute. New OpenSea users, they're not going to have to start up an account initiation fee. And they're planning on making signatures easier to read and understand. Now, they're talking about these future features like buying multiple NFTs in a single transaction or splitting creator fees between multiple recipients in real time. So these are all really good developments if you're an OpenSea user. But they went further. Like I said at the top of the piece, scam, right? They also announced a new feature to fight the scumbags. The blog post says, quote, "Today we are taking another step in this area with the launch of a new feature that automatically hides suspicious NFT transfers from view on OpenSea." See, what happens is scammers will send you an unexpected NFT transfer. It'll come in from someone you don't know. The reason why they're doing this is to try to get you to look at the NFT listing. Totally understandable, right? Hey, someone sent me a free NFT. I'll go on OpenSea and check it out, see what it's worth. So the person goes to OpenSea, then they look up the NFT. That's going to have links to websites. Virus-ridden scumbag websites, full of phishing bait and schemes all designed with one purpose in mind, separating you from your NFT. And really, you can't stop it from happening, right? It's like email. If someone wants to send you an email, they will. OpenSea's plan is to hide those scammy-looking NFT transfers. Notice I said hide, not block, not stop. That is well outside OpenSea's power. But they can hide it. And keep in mind, this only works on OpenSea. It doesn't work on LooksRare or Rarible or any other website. So everybody on OpenSea has a hidden folder. Well, that hidden folder is getting some upgrades. 3 of them. The first one is simple. Sketchy looking transfers go right to the hidden folder automatically. Now, OpenSea will send you emails from time to time. There will be notifications that you've gotten a transfer that they're intending to hide. You go to OpenSea and there's a banner at the top of the Collected tab. And here's why. What if it's a legitimate transfer? You keep looking and looking at your OpenSea profile and the NFT never shows up. That's the point of this notification. Hey, you've got a new NFT. We think it looks sketchy, but it might not be. You tell us. Which brings us to the third part of the upgrade. 2 new filtering options, hidden by you and auto hidden. Now, in their post, they said they've already been rolling out these anti-scam changes. What they're doing now is training the detection logic. So keep that in mind. Any new purchases you make might be in the hidden filter because the transaction set off a false positive. I'm going to close this segment out with a note from the OpenSea team. They said, quote, ultimately, an ecosystem-wide effort is required to defeat scam and theft techniques. While we work with partners to achieve that larger goal, we hope that today's change has a positive effect on the issue of theft in the Web3 community. It is the first step of many we plan to take over the next few months. As always, we appreciate the community's feedback on these changes. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed tonight's show, like, comment, and subscribe. Give us a glowing review, because that helps other people find their way to this podcast. Do you have questions or comments? Reach out and let us know. The email address is nick@cryptoovernighter.com. That's nick@cryptoovernighter.com. Or come find us on YouTube. Leave me a comment and maybe I'll read it into the next episode. Now you stay safe out there. You watch out for yourselves, but watch out for each other too. We'll see you tomorrow night.